Say everybody, welcome back to day number 3, video number 3 on blogging with purpose or blog with purpose. A quick recap. On day number 1, we took a look at why even start blogging and why should we blog. The reason is that so many people decide to toss in the towel early on. If you hang with it, you're going to have an edge up. We also touched on the 15 most popular blog platforms that are out there today, and hopefully you took some time to kind of explore those on your own on the internet. And then finally, in short, we kind of agreed that there's no better time than now to start blogging. And then on day number 2 and video number 2, we talked about the benefits that you're going to receive when you have a blog and you are able to post content on a regular basis. We also then touched on ideas, topics, and content, something to get you moving in the right direction quickly. And then we also touched briefly on content that you can present in the form of videos and also podcast. Which brings us full circle today to day number 3, and today we're going to go over 4 main points. How can we get our blog together and moving faster and better than the next person? The various ways to get it done quickly. How do we get eyeballs, readers to your blog? And then also traffic. It always comes down to traffic. And how you get those readers to your blog. And so here we go. What are some of the ways where I could be able to get a faster start with better content in my blog? An easy way is to keep a journal or a notebook and to keep it with you always. Many times we'll have note cards stuck in our shirt pocket or pieces of paper stuck in our pocket and in our purse, or while driving, or just casually sitting around, think, oh yeah, I'll remember that later, and we know what happens there. Keep a journal with you and just write down when things come to mind that you can recap later. The other thing is lay out a schedule. Set a calendar 30, 60, and 90 days out. Have a plan. The other thing is when you start with short runs, short posts. Get something out there, maybe an introductory paragraph on yourself. Be brief and right to the point. The other thing is when you read something or you hear something that inspires you, hey, tell others why. Give praise when praise is due. And then the last thing is don't be perfect. Be yourself. One of the biggest time wasters for anyone when they get started is they want to be perfect, and it's a time waster. And the fun continues when you try to start getting eyeballs and readers to your blog. After all, you want folks to get there to be able to read what you write, to watch what you video, and to listen to what you put out there in the way of a podcast. As far as developing circles of followers, audience, or groups of influence, a good one to take a look at is Google Plus. Google Plus is becoming more and more popular these days because look at it this way. Google is the largest search engine that's out there. You also have email through Gmail. YouTube is owned by Google. Blogger is a blog platform available through Google. And then Google Plus kind of wraps it all up together. You tie that into the analytics that are built into Google and all those platforms, and they pretty much know you probably before you know yourself. You also then have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. All of those are great platforms to be able to get your message out there, begin to direct them to your blog, develop pockets of influence and followers, and before you know it, you're going to have some eyeballs following you where you point them. Other ways that you can get eyeballs to your blog is possibly get involved in a forum or accept a blog challenge. There's plenty of them out there where you just pretty much enter a group or a forum and they decide they're going to post content every day. You can get involved there and share things among the members of the group. The other thing is just the old-fashioned method. Tell others about what you're doing. Get their email address and ask them, you're going to send them a link for them to check it out. And then to comment and tell you what they think. The other is to comment on other blogs that you follow. There's a way to be able to send a private message to the owner of that site, and they'll possibly return the favor with a message back to you. Something else you can do is ask other bloggers to share your post. Share each other's posts on each other's site. Also with Twitter and other platforms, there's ways you can shorten links to your blog and to other links. You can go to tinyurl or bit.ly, or don't forget about your hashtags on Twitter to be able to forward messages. And when it comes down to redirecting your message or redirecting traffic to another URL, the third bullet point down here is sniply.com. You need to check that out if you're not familiar with it yet. For free or for almost free, you can post your link on the page of national publications. And by doing so, you have a brief little message. When they hit the button, it'll take them to your blog, to your website, to the URL where you're going to direct them. It's pretty neat. And for another source, don't forget about LinkedIn. It's a very popular site. It takes a little bit getting used to, but it's an easy way to share posts in groups. You can develop groups. You've got email lists that can be separate, and everyone has an email list that you can share, and others that like to share with you. And the other thing is just ask friends. If they have an email list, if they wouldn't mind that you send your blog post to get a review. And then finally, another way of being able to generate some traffic and get eyeballs to your blog, if you haven't subscribed to someone else's newsletter, I suggest you do so. And after you kind of get a feel of the lay of the land, so to speak, you can create your own newsletter, something that you put out on a regular basis. It might be monthly or quarterly. And when you do that, before you do that, check into autoresponders. So when you capture their email, you're able to then send out broadcast emails to be able to stay in contact with them and provide information. As far as autoresponders, you've got MailChimp, Aweber, GetResponse, and SendReach. Check them all out. There's others out there, but a good basic autoresponder is something that you're going to need. And as a final note, blogging is a great way for you to be able to stick your toe in the water as far as social media is concerned, to be able to express yourself, your unique self, to be able to promote your niche, your hobby, what your passion might be, and be able to do it in your style, with your tone, and with your approach. Don't forget to use audio and video content and blend it in to the written content whenever you can. Be yourself. Be yourself, and always remember that content is king. An important thing is after you begin this, stay in touch with good programs and other training that's out there and available today. Some of that information is available at the link at the bottom of the text of this video. Check it out. Not only that, but there's other sources of information that you're going to be able to find and use to promote your presence on the internet with your blog. So with that said, I'm going to wrap this up. And as a final footnote, after you get started, don't stop. Take care, and we'll talk again tomorrow.